dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, cycling enthusiasts, friends from media, and I gratitude and thanks to Honorable Chief Minister and Honorable Sports Minister, sir. Abhishek was mentioning how when HCL came up with this idea, we were very excited. The first thing that struck us was HCL, is from Tamil Nadu, but a cycling event is happening in Noida. Why not Chennai? Because Chennai is known for its cycling. So that's the first trigger. And then we know the kind of support HCL is doing to squash and other sports. And then we felt Chennai deserves HCL Cyclothon. See, that's the motivation and inspiration behind which we ensured that the cyclothon happened last year. And I remember that evening when Honorable Minister himself chaired a meeting with top police officials from Chennai, from Tambaram, from Chengalpat district, because you need three jurisdictions. You need to collaborate all of them, bring them together, and then Chennai Corporation, then authorities from Chengalpattu. So, in fact, 15 minutes he gave clear directions and said that this, event has to be done in a very successful manner. And you all know how our Honorable Chief Minister himself is a cycling, enthusiast, and he cycles very often. So, I thank both of them for the kind of support that has been given to us. In fact, the joke last year when we did the cyclothon was there were around 1,300 cyclists and there were equal number of cops on the road to protect all of them. So that's the kind of arrangements Tamil Nadu has put in place, and we take a lot of pride in that. And at the same time, the reason why brands like HCL, big companies like HCL probably add special value is, I mean, a sport like cycling needs people like HCL to come on board. States can do a lot of work, federations can do a lot of work, associations can do a lot of work, but you have that big brand, the sport is taken to the next level. I mean, I'm sure an event like this, could be done only when you have, people with passion like HCL. So thank you so much for doing that. And thank you so much for bringing Cyclothon to Chennai. And we have seen the kind of hit it was last year. That beautiful morning, I remember it was drizzling, 1,300 cyclists, completely green zone, and the kind of finish it was. Honorable Minister himself was there, so it was a fantastic event. I'm sure, and in fact, it gave me a lot of confidence. I told them that day also, cyclothon is here to stay in Chennai, and it will keep growing bigger. So that should be our target. And let me also take a moment to thank the stakeholders, particularly police, the kind of support, police department, both Greater Chennai Police, Tambaram Commissionerate, and Chengalpattu Police has given us, immense. Just one phone call, they'll say, sir, we'll do whatever is required. The corporation, GCC Corporation, Chengalpattu Municipal Administration, and Health Department. So everyone, and most importantly, volunteers. The true heroes of this event last year were the volunteers, around 400 volunteers helping everyone around. So we thank all of them. I must say that it won't be an exaggeration if I say that Tamil Nadu sports has been witnessing its golden era for the past 2.5-3 years. What we have been able to do for every sport is well known, and we are leaving no stone unturned to bring that improvement to every sport. And we'll take example of cycling, because if I keep speaking, it'll take 1 hour, as to what we are doing for sports, but I'll restrict myself only to cycling. Cycling remains one of our biggest priority areas as far as sport is concerned. Not just cyclothons and all. As a sport that we make our younger generation come and take up as a sporting discipline on a competitive level. You all know, many friends from media would know that Honorable Chief Minister launched Tamil Nadu Champions Foundation, one of the very few initiatives, or probably the only initiative by a state government anywhere in the country, where we launched a foundation to accept CSR donations and use it for the benefit of the sports persons. In fact, the first rupees 5 lakh to the foundation came from Honorable Chief Minister, and Honorable Minister keeps reviewing it. The impact that TNCF generated is humongous. We so far benefited around 450 different sports persons, for their equipment, for their travel, everything, of which almost more than 1/4 or 1/3 is para sports persons. Matter of pride is the first beneficiary of Tamil Nadu Champions Foundation is a cyclist. We heard a news story in a newspaper that a young girl class 12 girl from Coimbatore named Tabitha, is into cycling. I mean, due to her conditions that she could not afford a competitive cycle, which would cost around 15 lakh or 14 lakh odd. So when parallelly we launched Tamil Nadu Champions Foundation. That's when Honorable Minister said she will be the first beneficiary. And so when we gave the first cycle, worth 15 lakh, many people were shocked. I mean, I was told in political, circles that does a cycle cost 15 lakh? I mean, we've heard a car, costing, 15 lakh, or a bike costing, 15 lakh. Does a cycle cost 15 lakhs? Yes, we said yes. That's how competitive cycle is. And after that, there were at least 7 to 8 cycling, champions, young champions who were given cycles. And today also, in the evening, 4 p.m., Honorable Minister is giving another cyclist a cycle worth around 12, 13 lakhs, for their competitions. And what did we achieve out of this? You won't believe, you go through the profiles of all these beneficiaries from Tamil Nadu Champions Foundation. All these young girls and boys ensured that for the first time in the history of Khelo India Youth Games, Tamil Nadu is the overall champion in cycling in both boys and girls category. And you take the profiles of these young boys and girls, you find them not from Chennai, you find them from remote parts of Coimbatore, remote parts of Theni, here, there, coming, studying in government schools, but has this passion for cycling and are able to win medals. So that's the kind of impact we could generate in the last, 1.5 years. And I should thank the association here, Cycling Association of Tamil Nadu, for their tremendous efforts. Also, for the first time, Khelo India Games, when we did this January, we do have a fantastic velodrome at TN Pesu, but which was in a state of neglect for quite some time. Normally, when we do Khelo Games, what happens is the track cycling always goes to Delhi because many states doesn't have the capacity to do a velodrome or have a velodrome. We took it up as a challenge. We ensured let Tamil Nadu be the first state which conducts all Khelo India Youth Games in Tamil Nadu itself. We put velodrome back in life in flat 2 to 3 months, ensured that it is state of that, and we conducted track cycling at TN Pesu Velodrome in Chennai. But I mean, I'll have to, the icing on the cake as far as cycling is concerned is, see, when we saw the results, these young boys and girls, performing very well and winning medals left, right, and center everywhere. But what really struck me was most of them go to Trivandrum or Delhi for their training because that's where centers of excellence were there. The question that struck me was, when we have a velodrome and when we have, cycling flourishing so well, why don't we open a center of excellence? I had consultation with our association. Then I took permission from Honorable Ministry. He was very excited. He said, let's do this. And in no time, you can go to Vandalur, Physical Education Sports University campus, and you can see some 28, 30 odd young boys and girls starting their daily routine, and they have been for the first time ever in the history of SDAT or probably any state government. You have 30, students just for cycling, as their sports discipline. Normally we take for football, we take for volleyball. But we were the first state, probably, if I'm not wrong, to start a hostel, center of excellence, where they go and study in a nearby school and practice their, discipline, which is cycling, day in and day out. We have already provided them cycles, and I'm sure we'll keep generating more and more champions. And most importantly, that's when the inspiration also came that when we're doing so well in cycling, let's take it to the next level. And we know the kind of medals that BMX offers at Olympics. If I'm not wrong, around 12 medals. So Federation spoke to us, Association spoke to us. That's when we took it as a challenge. We found a land near Velodrome in Vandalur. And this budget announcement, if you see, one of the first announcements by Honorable Minister Sir on the floor of the Assembly was that Tamil Nadu is setting up India's probably state-sponsored first BMX track. So land has been finalized. In fact, we have the images. Consultants will be there very soon. Probably by the time we launch this HCL Cyclothon next year, we'll have India's first state-sponsored BMX track up and running, which will give wings to more champions on the way. So that's the kind of work we have been doing. The idea is, our idea is to ensure that any guy, any girl, young girl with the potential should be given wings to ensure that they do well in the sport. I have only one request for HCL Cyclothon, and association and federation is also here. Our biggest challenge will be to ensure that we take cycling to hinterland. We don't it should not be just an urban sport, urban rich sport. There are fantastic boys and girls, and I can vouch for that because I've been seeing them day in and day out. fantastic boys and girls trying to do wonders, in rural parts. So that's why probably even for cyclothon, yes, we do get good crowd, from Chennai, but we need to bring crowd from other parts of the state also. And I'm sure we'll get a fantastic, people, who would want to do cycling. So that's where I request HCL along with the team and association federation to take the message to every nook and corner and bring more cyclists to Chennai. And so with that, let me again thank HCL for bringing this. I'm sure this will be an annual affair, and like many other marathons and cyclothons, people will have great things to speak about HCL Cyclothon. And honestly, let us take pride in the fact that very few cities can offer the breathtaking view and breathtaking road track that we have, in Chennai. I don't think any other city has got that. Let's take pride in that and let's make this a big success. Thank you, one and all.